The Waddle and Sylvie audio experience.
What are those guys' names?
Siegfried and Roy.
One of them's gone.
They both died.
Are they both done?
Yes, sir.
That's another name or names. When you're younger, you always got it mixed up when you heard it.
Siegfried and Roy.
I thought there were three of them. I thought there was Sig. I thought there was Fried, and I thought there was Roy. I was like, where's the third dude?
I just got cramp.
It's
I got a
Sig.
laughing cramp.
If you missed something, get the podcast on the ESPN Chicago app.
Or listen live daily 2:30 to 6:30. ESPN Chicago.
983-6530. Every donation.
Cap and J Hood.
It's so good to have you guys a part of my life. And when I tune in every day, even though I don't call in as much as I should, I keep it locked in all the time. I'm up here and stuff.
I appreciate you, Curtis. Thank you so much for listening.
This radio station is by far the best radio station.
Get Cap and J Hood podcasts on demand in the ESPN Chicago app or listen weekdays 7 to 10 on ESPN 1000 and 100.3 HD2.
Today.
To help those who want to be helped but may not be able to afford it.
That's what PGA Tour winner Grayson Murray had envisioned for a foundation before he sadly took his own life at just 30 years old. His parents channeled their grief into creating the Grayson Murray Foundation, carrying out his vision to help those struggling with mental health and addiction. To donate and learn more, visit GraysonMurrayFoundation.com.
Each year, more than 23,000 kids experience cardiac arrest, and nearly 20% are infants. You always say that I'm your whole heart. I believe you, and so does the American Heart Association. That's why this American Heart Month, they want to make sure that you and every other parent know CPR to make sure you are ready. Ready for when I come home? Ready as I grow? Ready to save my life when it matters most. Learn CPR today so you can be ready and become a part of the nation of lifesavers. Because no one, especially me, should face a life-changing moment alone.
Visit heart.org/nation to learn more.
From the State Street Studio, this is WMVP WTBC HD2, Chicago.
A Good Karma Brands radio station.
Coming up on SportsCenter all night. A Major League milestone.
Strider out of the stretch deals. Swinging a line drive deep right center field out toward that wall. It is gone! A missile into right center field. A two-run home run.
A win streak is brewing.
Here's the pitch. And a high fly ball. Left field. This is way back there. Second deck and gone. A three-run blast for Andrew Vaughn.
A doubleheader in the W.
Backers. Dances away from Cunningham. Hines Allen's three.
Plus, right at home for 50 states in 50 days.
The very first thing I would think of when I think of the state of Connecticut is ESPN. That is the very first thing I would think, even before I worked here. And then the second thing would be college basketball. Does anybody actually eat nutmegs? Like we're roasting nutmegs on the fire, you know, in Christmas songs.
What is happening, Amber?
From the worldwide headquarters of ESPN, this is SportsCenter all night on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app. Now, here's Jay Reynolds.
SportsCenter all night. ESPN Radio, the ESPN app, Sirius XM, Channel 80. Best record in baseball? That's the Brewers. They went into Tuesday with a 10-game win streak. In front of them, Paul Skeens and the Pirates. Skeens giving up a leadoff home run in the first run he's allowed in the first inning all season. He'd gone 24 starts this season without allowing a first inning run. Milwaukee, they'd roll from there.
The 1-0 to Yelich, a high fly ball, deep left center field. This is back. Bye-bye baseball. A 2-run shot for Yelich, his 23rd of the year. And the Brewers have broke this game open in the 5th. It is 6-0 Milwaukee. Here's a fly ball into left center. Perkins calling for it. He'll make the catch, and the Brewers do throw their 11th shutout of the season to win their 11th game in a row, and they do it with a position player on the mound to finish it up.
Anthony Ziegler closing out the 14-0 shutout, 620 WTMJ Brewers. Second 11-game win streak of the season, the third team since World War II with multiple win streaks of at least 11 games in a season. Blue Jays did it a decade ago. Cleveland did it in 1954. Brewers, first National League team to accomplish the feat since the 1935 Cubs. Seventh game with at least 14 runs this season, most in Major League Baseball. Next closest is the Dodgers with 4. Brewers with 7 games with at least 14 runs. As for Paul Skeens, 5.79 ERA against the Brewers this season. Mark of 175 against everybody else. Brewers weren't the only ones putting up double digits on offense Tuesday. In New York, Mets hosting the Braves.
Strider out of the stretch deals. Swinging a line drive, deep right center field, out toward that wall. It is gone! A missile into right center field, a 2-run home run, and history. Number 253 for Pete Alonso, all alone as the franchise leader in home runs. And listen to this crowd, everybody on their feet.
Pete Alonso passing Darryl Strawberry for the most in Mets history. And since it was a milestone night, why not?
Swinging a high fly ball straight away center field. Harris looks up and it's gone. How do you like that? 254 from Pete Alonso as he goes to center field right over the railing onto the lip of the Fiesta deck. His second home run of the night, and it's 11-5 Mets in the 6th.
880 ESPN New York. Mets would go on to a 13-5 win over the Braves. They snap a 7-game losing streak, was tied for their longest losing streak this season. 6 home runs for the Mets, most they've ever hit in a home game. Pete Alonso had 2 of them, becoming the franchise leader in career homers.
The amount of support, the love, all the ovations throughout the game, you guys coming out, getting rowdy today. Man, we really appreciate you guys showing out, not just today, but this entire year. You guys have been electric all year, coming out, creating a vibe. We really appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
Pete, if you can take us back to that moment, it's a line drive to the opposite field. When that ball does clear the fence and you're rounding the bases, what's going through your mind? What are you feeling?
I mean, to be honest, I didn't think it had enough at first. Right out of the box, I'm like, all right, I got to go 3, I guess. But thank God it carried out of the yard, and yeah, that was really special.
Now that it's over, you've been chasing it for a little while now. Now that it's over, is it relief? Is it elation? What's the emotion when it finally hits you that you've done it?
I mean, it was a beautiful, fleeting moment. I mean, it's just a few seconds, but you live for those, you work for those, and it's all about wins. And I'm just happy to do my part. I mean, I'm just really stoked that as a team we had a great team win today, and hopefully we can do it again tomorrow.
All right, finally, Pete, one more. I don't know if you remember this, but the first time we spoke in spring training, I said, when you signed back, were you thinking at all about the home run record? And you deadpan said, no, I haven't thought about it at all. How much was that a driving force and you wanted to come back here? And how much does this record mean to you?
I mean, growing up as a kid, you never really put yourself in the mind where like you could potentially be a franchise leader one day in home runs. That just doesn't really cross your mind, and it's just really special. What a blessing, what a gift it is to play this game at this level. What a gift it is to hit it at home in front of you guys. So thank you guys.
Pete Alonso with SNY. Alonso, 25 multi-homer games in his career. In Anaheim, Angels-Dodgers. Top of the 6th, game tied at 5. Runners at first and second and nobody out, so the Dodgers primed for perhaps a big inning because Shohei Ohtani was at the plate.
Ohtani will be pitching against the Angels tomorrow. Counts 2-2 on him here in the pitch. He flares one. It's stopped by Neto. Catches it, goes to second, fires on to first base. That's a triple play. Oh, my goodness.
Angels Radio AM 830, so the game stays tied. It would still be tied 5-5 in the 9th. Ohtani back at the plate. This time, bases empty.
And Kenley's 1-0 pitch. Swung on and hammered. Oh, my goodness. It's a home run for Ohtani. Down the right field line. Showtime in Anaheim. Dodgers lead it 6-5 on a ball that left the yard in a blink of an eye.
Number 43 on the season for Ohtani, second in the majors behind Cal Raleigh, AM 570 LA Sports. It gave the Dodgers the lead, but the Angels would tie it back up again with a sac fly in the bottom of the 9th, so it would be on to extra innings. And in the 10th.
1-2 on Adele, and that's a bouncer on the third base side. It's going to go into left field, and the ball game is over. A walk-off single for Joe Adele, and the Angels stay perfect against the Dodgers this season. Beat them again here tonight. Angels win this game in 10 innings, 7-6, and you can put a halo over this one.
Angels walking it off the bat of Joe Adele with the game-winning RBI single for the 7-6 win. Sports Center all night, ESPN Radio.
I think it's the biggest problem Jerry Jones has had since the 90s. When was the last time a player said, I don't want to play for the Cowboys?
When he says don't lose sleep over it, that tells you that he views it as almost like a game in some respects.
I never understand this dance that they do.
NFL season about 3 weeks away. We'll see if the Cowboys can get Micah Parsons' contract situation sorted out. Until then, team owner Jerry Jones doesn't mind the conversations, especially the ones we're having, or the stories you're clicking, or your social media posts. There's a Netflix docuseries premiering next week. This week's celebration for its release, and on the blue carpet, Jones admitting he enjoys drama and conflict around the team because it means his Cowboys are in the spotlight.
I do believe if we're not being looked at, then I'll do my part to get us looked at. It's wonderful to have the great athletes, have the great players, but there's something more there. There's sizzle, there's emotion, and if you will, there's controversy. That controversy is good stuff in terms of keeping and having people's attention.
Those comments raising eyebrows this week. ESPN analyst Greg McElroy.
It's about the dollars now. And he's also a guy that all publicity is good publicity. And he's also, anytime they're in the news, that's a good thing, whether it's for all the right reasons or all the wrong reasons. It can be construed as a positive because people are talking about the Cowboys. So it doesn't really come as a huge surprise. They print cash like nobody's business. And I think that I always thought, though, that winning was number one. I always did. My heart of heart, I always feel like that's winning is number one. But there are other aspects of the Cowboys that actually make you think maybe it's not, from time to time.
And here we are, focusing on the Cowboys. Earlier on ESPN Radio, our Freddie Coleman.
Here's the deal, and there's no getting around this. There's no doubt the players want to win, but the owner just wants to be known. And when you have those two things, when you have those two components together, we know it's going to win out the Dallas Cowboys. The players don't have any doubt about wanting to do that. They have to try to do everything they can to minimize Jerry Jones being Lord of all he surveys, because it is the players that have to make this work. If it doesn't, they're getting the blame. If they do, he's going to try to take the credit.
In terms of credit, there hasn't really been a surplus of that. Even Denzel Washington. Yes, Denzel Washington weighing in on First Take.
There's box office and there's Oscars, Jerry. Been a while, huh? You ain't been to the show, you wouldn't know.
Ooh.
Wouldn't been to the show, you wouldn't know.
Uh-oh.
Haven't been to the show, so you wouldn't know what it is to win.
I don't need to add.
I feel like we could
And I love the Cowboys. I love the Cowboys because I really love them. This is why I feel the way I feel. But that's not what I'm here to talk about. I'm here to talk about the movie.
And I wanted to get back to the movie because, you didn't bring the...
Speaking of the movie, same thing.
Highest to lowest. You didn't bring it up.
And what does it say down the bottom of the movie?
What?
Or does it say it on the one sheet?
What does it say?
All money ain't good money, Jerry.
Say it again.
All money ain't good money, Jerry.
What time?
August 15th, we open Friday. All money ain't good money.
Highest to lowest premiering this week. Meanwhile, Jerry Jones, owner of the Cowboys, also the one who calls the shots in the front office earlier on ESPN Radio, our Amber Wilson.
I do think that the dirty little secret for so many of these owners, and that's Jerry Jones with the owner hat, would frankly take the value of your franchise looking like the Dallas Cowboys over, frankly, Super Bowl wins. Because at the end of the day, it's a business for all of these owners. And I have no problem with the owners of the business wanting to make money off of their business. I don't think any of that is morally corrupt or evil. These people invested tons of money into these franchises. They're smart businessmen and women. They expect to make a bleep ton of money, and they will all make a bleep ton of money. What bothers me, though, is that Jerry Jones isn't just an owner. It's the fact that he's also running the team. If, in fact, winning in the postseason isn't your sole focus, which it can't possibly be for an owner, because, again, for an owner, there's a whole lot more to it because it's a business. For a general manager, there shouldn't be that much more to it. You're just trying to put together the best roster to win some games.
And we'll see if that roster has Micah Parsons available for the start of the season. He's still looking for a new contract.
Quite frankly, the Dallas Cowboys need Micah Parsons. They don't have an identity on defense without him. So I don't know that we're in a place where the Dallas Cowboys aren't going to do this. This is all to drive attention, which in turn drives the bottom line in the brand valuation for the Dallas Cowboys. This is all a part of the show.
That's right.
When I got drafted to the Dallas Cowboys, my pre-draft visit, Jerry Jones called it Broadway. He said playing for the Dallas Cowboys is like being on Broadway in the NFL. It's the biggest show in town. This is all a part of the show.
Chris Canty on Unsportsmanlike, 6 to 10 Eastern, each weekday here on ESPN Radio. Micah Parsons, question mark for week 1 of the regular season. So is Packers quarterback Jordan Love. He's had surgery to repair a ligament injury to his left thumb. Had his left thumb taped during practice on Monday, tried to play through the injury before ultimately deciding to have the procedure. ESPN insider Adam Schefter.
The reason he had the surgery today is because he wanted to make sure he was ready for the start of the regular season. The Packers believe he will be ready for the regular season opener against the Detroit Lions. He could be back at practice as early as next week, but in the interim, it'll be the Malik Willis show in the preseason for the Green Bay Packers. He'll get added reps with the offense while Jordan Love gets the ligament in his thumb repaired and now rested and recovered. But the idea is there's enough time between now and the start of the regular season that they could do this without jeopardizing opening day. And that's exactly what the Green Bay Packers did. See, it's great to say we're going to go play Joe Burrow and Tua Tagovailoa and our quarterback in the preseason until he hurts a ligament in his thumb and needs surgery. And then it's maybe not so great. Right. But now there's enough time, fortunately, to get him ready.
As for the concern level in Green Bay, ESPN analyst Dan Orlovsky.
There's always concerns when you're getting surgery 3 or so weeks away from the start of the season. Second year in a row that there's potential missed time for Jordan because of injury. So that has my attention. But I think while they're saying not a concern for like the regular season, there's 2 things that come to mind specifically to their offense. One, this is an offense that runs the football a ton out of the shotgun and also with like some pretty unique ball handling just because of some of like the spinner action run that they get. So how comfortable is he going to be holding the ball with different hands and kind of in some unique handoff situations? And also they throw the ball a ton from underneath the center. He's very, very good at it. So is he capable of taking those snaps and executing some of their play action, with even the off-hand ball fakes?
Fingers crossed in Green Bay that Jordan Love is ready for week 1. Straight ahead, tight game, even without Clark. SportsCenter All Night continues. It's ESPN Radio.
The Rich Eisen Show.
Jacksonville Jaguars become must-see television. We're flexing into them because you can't miss it.
The 3-time Emmy-nominated Rich Eisen Show.
Awesome. Just a lot of truths being spat right there.
The Rich Eisen Show, returning Tuesday, September 2nd, noon to 3 Eastern on ESPN Radio, ESPN Plus, and on Disney Plus. More Sports Center all night. Coming up next.
The Waddle and Sylvie audio experience.
What are those guys' names? Siegfried and Roy. One of them's gone. They both died. Are they both done? Yes, sir. That's another name or names. When you're younger, you always got it mixed up when you heard it. Siegfried and Roy? I thought there were three of them. I thought there was Sig. I thought there was Fried. And I thought there was Roy. I'm like, where's the third dude? I just got a laughing cramp.
If you missed something, get the podcast on the ESPN Chicago app.
Or listen live daily 2:30 to 6:30. ESPN Chicago.
That's the ease at which you get information. You want it, you get it. Like that. Ask your phone. Group chat. Smartphone. You're always connected and informed in real time. No waiting. So if you're diabetic and still using finger sticks to read your blood sugar, what are you waiting for? Knowing your blood sugar levels instantly is important for managing diabetes. Call US Med at 888-665-0696. To learn more about continuous glucose monitors, a real-time instant method to track your blood glucose, US Med is an approved provider for Medicare and over 1,000 private insurers. And the best part? Call 888-665-0696 and we'll give you a free insurance benefits check today. So call 888-665-0696 today. That's 888-665-0696 and manage your diabetes as easy as...
I'm Tom Waddle.
Whatever he's accomplished in life, he's done it because of Tom Waddle. He's done it because of the effort he put into being a football player, for one thing. If you're talking about full-out speed and blazing talent, no. But how do you measure the heart and the will of an individual? And he had that. So if you have the heart and the will, that's going to propel you to do things a lot greater than this guy who has these flexy muscles and stands around and gets his ass kicked when the ball snapped.
Hear Waddle with Sylvie.
Now, weekdays 2:30 to 6:30 on ESPN Chicago.
Being blind doesn't always look how others may think. Stargardt disease was supposed to define me.
Retinitis pigmentosa aimed to overwhelm my family.
It tried to cut me down. A blinding eye disease attempted to force me away from doing what I was born to do.
But it cannot stop me. I have the tools.
I will keep moving forward.
Pushing past the limits of this disability.
I know where to find support and where I can be seen.
Loss of sight won't blind our vision. Innovative research, educational resources, supportive community. The Foundation Fighting Blindness is leading the charge in finding treatments and cures for blinding diseases. Learn more at fightingblindness.org. A public service message from the Foundation Fighting Blindness.
Waddle and Sylvie, now weekdays 2:30 to 6:30 on ESPN Chicago.
This is SportsCenter all night on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app. Now, here's Jay Reynolds.
Glad you can make SportsCenter all night part of your night. SportsCenter all night is presented by Progressive Insurance. Get renters insurance to protect the things that make your place a home, including coverage for theft or damage. Visit progressive.com. WNBA Tuesday, New York, LA. Sparks hosting the Liberty.
Alaman against Mieseman. Mieseman got away with a little bit of a hook there, no call, but she gets 2 points.
Just so smart. She's doing a great job with it every time they see the mismatch, taking advantage.
She'd have a season high 24, as we saw it on NBA TV, and the Liberty beat the Sparks 105-97. Liberty with 105 points, most in a game this season, their most since last September. Liberty making 14 threes in the win. That's the most for a team against L.A. this season. Wings and fever. This one came down to the wire.
Cunningham, 10 to shoot. Back to Mitchell, 7 to shoot. Mitchell trying to create with 5 to shoot.
to Mitchell through the lane. Scoop it in. And it's a 1-point game. Timeout, Dallas. What a tough bucket from the little lefty. Indiana ball down 1.7 to go. Cunningham has to get it in. Mitchell in the corner. Can't hit. And Dallas hangs on. 81-80 the final as the Wings win a thriller in Indy.
Kelsey Mitchell finishes with 24 points. Wings win it 81-80. We saw it on ESPN. Maddie Siegrist had 22 in the win. Paige Becker, 16 points, 5 rebounds, 8 assists as Dallas gets the victory and goes to 9-24 on the season, matching last season's win total. Indiana, again, playing without Caitlin Clark, missing her 20th game this season. ESPN analyst Rebecca Lobo.
My concern for Indiana until Caitlin Clark returns is simply going to be how do they handle defenses when teams really extend their pressure? I mean, Aaliyah Boston is a post player who can help initiate offense, but I think a big load will be on Kelsey Mitchell, and she has performed so well for this team so far this season. Since the All-Star break in particular, she's third in the WNBA in scoring at 21.9 points per game. But if she has to be initiating even more, carry more of the load to even get the ball up the floor. Just curious if that will impact her in other ways. But Indiana certainly waiting to see when Caitlin Clark will return. They have a favorable schedule their next 3 games, and then after that get hit twice going against the Minnesota Lynx. So it's going to be interesting to see how they kind of maneuver.
What has impressed you most about Paige's rookie season?
What's impressed me is how ready Paige Beckers was to be a pro. She has been terrific since the beginning of this season. She's scored at a high clip. She's assisted her teammates as well. We were talking to her earlier today after their practice, and she said, you know, early the first month of the season, she was kind of feeling things out. And since then, she's looked to be more aggressive on the offensive end, understands that her team needs her to score a little bit more. She's averaging 18.5 points per game, 7th in points in the league, 9th in assists, 3rd in steals. She is certainly making a huge impact for this Dallas team. It hasn't necessarily translated into wins. They've had a huge fluctuation with the different players on their roster, but Dallas fans have to absolutely be thrilled with what Paige Beckers has given them in her rookie season and what this looks to be long-term as a perennial all-star.
Tuesday, her 5th game with 15 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists, tied with Brianna Stewart for 5th most by a rookie in WNBA history. Sports Center all night, ESPN Radio. Back to baseball. We had the Mets putting up 13 runs in their win on Tuesday. Brewers had a 14-0 shutout to extend their win streak to 11. Also putting up 14 runs, the Red Sox.
Here's the pitch. Breaking ball hammered to deep left field. It is back. It is gone. Into the Crawford boxes. Narvaez does break it open. Now that is a bat, and it's 5-0 Red Sox. 1-2. Pitch. Bregman lines one high and deep down the right field line toward the pole, toward the corner. It is back, and it's off the pole. A 2-run homer to the opposite field for Bregman. Pole power back in Houston, and it's 7-0 Red Sox.
WEEI 93.7 FM. It was a 2-0 game going to the 6th inning. Boston putting up 5 in that inning, and they go on to a rout 14-1 over Houston. 19th time this season Red Sox have scored in double digits. That's the most in baseball. Bregman 2 for 5 with the home run, number 16 on the season. Homered in each of his first 2 games on the road against the Astros. Astros have lost 4 of their 5 games against the Red Sox this season. As for the Mariners and Orioles, Seattle getting started early.
The stretch on the pitch, swinging a line drive up the middle into right center field for a base hit. Randy Riley, third, being waved in. He'll score up, but the ball is noted. The throw will go into second. Josh Naylor with a 2-out RBI single, and the Mariners have a 1-0 lead here in the top of the first inning.
Seattle getting on the board early, looking to extend a 7-game win streak. That run scoring in the top of the first. By the end,
2 on, 2 outs. Mariners leading 1-0. Here comes the pitch. Swung on, slow roller to short. JP has it, sets his feet, fires to first, in time. That's the ball game. The Mariners have won 8 games in a row as Andres Munoz closes down a brilliant day on the mound.
Their 9th shutout this season. Their first on the road. It's a 1-0 win. Seattle Sports 7:10 a.m. 8th consecutive win, as you heard, tied for the longest streak in the past 3 seasons for the Mariners. They had 2 8-game streaks in 2023. A's with a 6-0 shutout of the Rays, who are now 8-16 since the All-Star break. Worst record in the American League, second worst record in baseball over that span. Only the Giants are worse. Athletics with their 8th shutout win this season, but the first time allowing no runs at home in 2025. Well, we knew it, but now it's out loud, right? Sports Center All Night continues. It's ESPN Radio.
What's up, kiddos? Clinton Yates here. Coming up on Wednesday, our two-a-days feature the Browns and the Bengals. Let's take it on down to Ohio, and we'll react to a QB tier list in the NFL. Wednesday on Clinton and Friends at 10 a.m. Eastern on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
This is a Bears town. We worship great defense. We appreciate frigid temperatures when our 11 are battling their 11 on the lakefront in January. We love a helmet with a chunk of fresh turf lodged in it. This is a Bears town. And we are the new home of the Bears. ESPN Chicago.
You ever try fixing your car and realize you're missing that one part? Yeah, been there. That's why eBay's my go-to. They've got millions of parts, guaranteed to fit. I'm talking brake pads for when yours have seen one too many miles of stop and go. Oil filters, because you don't mess around with your engine care. Even got this cold air intake on my watch list. I might just go for it. To keep the ride cool and your DIY streak hot. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. eBay. Things. People. Love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use? Now what?
I had a friend that went to my computer career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
We at the Verdoliak Law Group recognize the value of advancements in technology. Computers, cell phones, and the internet have all made obvious impacts on society. And now, artificial intelligence, or AI, is poised to make its impact. Many law firms are replacing paralegals, law clerks, and even attorneys with AI. But will AI work longer and harder to ensure you get every penny you deserve? At the Verdoliak Law Group, AI will be used as a tool to make us even more efficient, but it won't replace our human touch. All of our clients and cases are unique, and an algorithm or cookie-cutter approach cannot capture the human element of your injuries. There is no substitution for human experience when dealing with people. That's why, for over 60 years, our clients continue to refer their family, friends, and coworkers to us. Of course, the Verdoliak Law Group will embrace technology, but we will always keep that human touch, which has aided us in successfully helping over 40,000 clients. If you're injured, call the Verdoliak Law Group, Chicago's legal landmark since 1963. Call 844-4VLG-LAW. 844-4VLG-LAW.
Now. We tend not to think about now. We dream about tomorrow, relive yesterday. But sometimes we don't see what's right in front of us. Victory over cancer is in front of us. Right now, cancer research is saving lives. Cancer research funded by the V Foundation is leading to new discoveries and new treatments, and ultimately, one day, victory over cancer. Right now, 1 out of every 2 men and 1 out of every 3 women will get cancer in their lifetime. Now is your moment. You may save someone you love. The V Foundation has the skill, the speed, and the strength to achieve victory over cancer. Because today's cancer research is tomorrow's victory. Learn more at v.org.
Don't give up. Don't ever give up.
There's an app for that. Download, listen live, podcasts on demand. The ESPN Chicago app.
This is SportsCenter All Night on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app. Now, here's Jay Reynolds.
SportsCenter All Night, Taking you to 6 o'clock Eastern Time in Unsportsmanlike, which comes your way each weekday morning, 6 to 10 Eastern on ESPN Radio.
Half-hour headlines on SportsCenter all night.
Packers quarterback Jordan Love with a procedure surgery on Tuesday, repairing a ligament injury to his left thumb. Shohei Ohtani, home run number 43, but it comes in a Dodgers loss to the Angels, who walk it off in the 10th. Pete Alonso with 2 homers becomes the Mets franchise leader in home runs. Speaking of New York, Yankees hosting Minnesota, they saw a drought snapped.
Judge 4 for 19 since coming off the IL. All 4 singles. That's not a single. Deep to center field. See ya. A long home run for Judge. Game is tied at 1.
Judge with a home run in the first inning, his first home run since July 23rd. He'd have some company. Giancarlo Stanton contributing.
Uh-oh. That one is driven deep to left field. There it goes. See ya. Halfway up the bleachers in left center field. A moonshot. 5-1 Yanks. That's drilled to right field. Going back, Clemens is going to play it off the base of the wall. 1 run scores. 2 runs score. Stopping at third is Bellinger. Stopping at first is Stanton. 2 more ribbies, and the Yankees lead this one 8-1.
Yankees blowing it open. They'd wind up winning it 9-1 over the Twins. Michael Kay on the Yes Network. Aaron Judge, 14th homer in the first inning this season. That's first in the majors. 79th career first inning home run. First in Major League Baseball since he made his debut in 2016. Yankees back-to-back wins for the first time since a 3-game win streak. The last week of July, they've won 9 straight against the Twins, dating back to April of 2023. Twins find it tough on the road in New York. 5-31 at Yankee Stadium since 2015. Padres and Giants on Tuesday.
2-2 the pitch. And Merrill hits it hard in the air to deep left field. Ramos is going back. He's at the wall looking up. This one gonna go! Jackson Merrill takes it out the other way. His 9th home run of the season. And the Padres add on. It's 5-1.
5-1 will be the final. 97-3 the Fan. Padres 13-3 in their last 16. They are now a 16 game. They are 16 games over 500 with the win over the Giants on Tuesday. Giants have lost 12 of the last 13 at home. Worst 13-game home stretch since 1940 when they were playing in New York. Diamondbacks and Rangers.
He throws. And this one swung on and belted. High and deep to left. Diamondbacks take the lead as Cattell comes through in the clutch. Well, there's no secret. Cattell knew what was coming, but this time he timed it. And boy, was that a rocket ship to left field.
Arizona Sports 98-7. Diamondbacks get the 3-2 win over the Rangers. Marte with the go-ahead shot in the 9th inning. His 22nd homer of the season. 3rd career go-ahead homer in the 9th inning or later. And it gives Arizona the win over Texas. Rangers have lost 5 of their last 6, 3.5 games behind the Yankees for the 3rd wild card spot in the American League. Blue Jays pulling away from the Cubs.
Now 1st and 2nd, no outs. Ernie Clement up, corners in the pitch. Swing and a high fly ball. Deep left field. Hep turning at the fence. See you later. This guy is unbelievable. Ernie Clement homers again. A homer in 3 straight games. And it's 4-0 Blue Jays.
It would be a 5-1 win. Sportsnet 590 the Fan. Blue Jays with a milestone, their 70th win of the season. Fastest they've reached the 70-win mark since 1992. They won the World Series that year. Cubs losing 6 of the last 9. Scored 9 runs in the 6 losses in this span and 20 runs in the 3 wins in that 9-game span. 5-1 loss to the Blue Jays on Tuesday. SportsCenter all night, ESPN Radio. Back to the NFL. A little concern in Green Bay as Packers quarterback Jordan Love has surgery to repair a ligament injury in his left thumb. He'd been dealing with it, had the thumb taped when he was at practice on Monday. Figured he'd ultimately decide to have the procedure, try and be ready for week 1 of the regular season. Packers dealing with that. Rams also dealing with issues, specifically the status of their quarterback, Matthew Stafford. His week 1 status still up in the air. What did we learn on Tuesday? ESPN Rams reporter Lindsey Theory.
Absolutely nothing, because there's nothing definitive about Matthew Stafford's status. He was supposed to practice yesterday. You mentioned it. He didn't. He was supposed to take part in individual drills today. He wasn't even on the practice field. The only sign of him was walking out the front door of the team facility with the head athletic trainer, Reggie Scott. Now, Sean McVay did not talk with reporters today. He was not scheduled to meet with us, but he has said that it would be preferable for Matthew Stafford to some point get out to practice. But what is of utmost importance to this Rams team right now is that they listen to Matthew Stafford about how he's feeling, and they do everything possible to make sure that he is as healthy as he can be going into week 1. Now, part of getting healthy is the immortal Airstream, the chamber that is here. Inside of this Airstream trailer, it is a red light therapy. Now, I am told, actually, that the fact that this is here and that Matthew Stafford was in it yesterday is a total coincidence. They had this trailer scheduled to be here. He happens to have a back issue. He went in, as has several of his teammates. And so Matthew Stafford really benefiting from that. The Rams certainly hoping that that can play its part in Matthew Stafford's back getting better.
Stafford, of course, has a new receiver this year in veteran Davante Adams. What are you hearing out of camp about this new duo?
So obviously with Matthew Stafford not practicing, that is of concern, right? That he's not getting that time with Davante Adams. Though Stafford did throw 68 passes on Saturday. I am told that was close to reporters, but I am told that some of those passes were thrown to Davante Adams. As for those two, they have both glowed about what they are bringing to the team, Davante Adams and Matthew Stafford's football IQ. Likewise, Stafford talking about Davante Adams. So given that they are both veterans, both have had a ton of experience, I don't think there's a lot of concern, at least the Rams haven't expressed any. In fact, that is why they are so confident about Matthew Stafford being able to step in at any time, because of his 17 years of experience and also Davante Adams' great experience in the NFL. So a lot of confidence really around here about what everything's looking like, despite the fact that Matthew Stafford has not been out on the field because of his back and has not had that connection during training camp so far with Davante Adams.
Matthew Stafford, obviously key for the Rams offense as they look to head into the regular season. ESPN analyst Dan Orlovsky and Mina Kimes.
I think this is important regardless, but especially week 1 against that Houston Texans pass rush. They got to be able to run the football well, and they have to get more explosive running the ball. This was an issue last year. It's been an issue now for a few years. They have an efficient running game with Kyren Williams, who just got paid, but it's not explosive. Second worst in the NFL in terms of runs over 10 yards.
That's where Jarquez Hunter comes in, though, right?
And potentially Blake Corum as well.
Yeah, looked good Saturday.
They keep drafting these back. So I think, Adam, to your point, there's a couple things I would be curious to see if we see more of. One is going with a more committee approach at running back. I know they just paid Kyren Williams, but sometimes you pay guys and then you try to keep them a little bit fresher by bringing in some young backs. Kyren Williams gets the most snaps of any running back in the NFL. Perhaps that might change. Again, they've drafted these 2 young backs who are potentially more, I think both Corum and Hunter could be more explosive. And then the other thing, I'm so curious to hear your thoughts on this, Sean McVay has not mixed up his personnel usage.
You need to put 2 tight ends.
And last year, right, Tyler Higbee was injured. We talked about Jarquez Hunter. Their second-round draft pick was Terrence Ferguson out of Oregon. Good blocking tight end. I know Sean McVay coveted him. I think he could take on some of those F roles that Cooper Kupp did as both a blocker and a receiver, or potentially 2 backs like Liam Cohen in Tampa, because now you have this stable of running backs. It feels like they have to mix things up to make this run game more explosive, because I think that's been kind of the missing piece in this Rams offense.
And then it depends on what you have a quarterback as well, whether or not you have a healthy Matthew Stafford. Sports Center all night, ESPN Radio.
For Jerry Jones, though, he's not concerned about Micah and the contract, believing it eventually will get done.
What it is what it is, and we'll work through it or not work through it.
Once again, Jerry Jones wants to let everybody know that his yardstick is bigger than anybody else.
And what we learned this week is Jerry Jones covets the attention that his franchise gets, good or bad. Mentioning on the blue carpet this week,
I do believe if we're not being looked at, then I'll do my part to get us looked at. It's wonderful to have the great athletes, have the great players, but there's something more there. There's sizzle, there's emotion, and if you will, there's controversy. That controversy is good stuff in terms of keeping and having people's attention.
Jerry Jones admitting he will insert himself to make sure that there's something there that we're talking about when it comes to the Dallas Cowboys. Earlier on ESPN Radio, our Ian Fitzsimmons.
I'll do my part to get us looked at if we aren't being looked at. The sizzle, the controversy. This is something that a vocal minority
of Cowboy fans, and I live in Dallas, Texas. I've covered the Cowboys for damn near 20 years. But this vocal minority about, I'd say 6-7 years ago, it started to rumble about, does Jerry really care about winning anymore? Or is it about money? Is it about the brand? Is it about making the Cowboys the most valuable sports franchise, business, brand in the world? Not North America, the world. And you know what he's done? He's made the Cowboys the most visible and most valuable brand in the world. They are valued at north of $10 billion. That's more than Real Madrid. That's more than the New York Yankees, the Dodgers. I mean, it is insane how big of a brand the Cowboys are, considering they haven't sniffed a championship game, meaning a conference championship game, since 1995. But how does he do it? He just told you. Why do you think deals get done at deadlines in Dallas? It's hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars in advertising value that he gets by having that logo, his brand, on every TV, from ESPN to CNN, from Westwood One to ESPN Radio. It's from ESPN.com to CNN.com. It doesn't matter. Fox, I mean, it is non-stop. And he finally said it. He finally admitted to every Dallas Cowboy fan out there that is paying season ticket money, $20 for those frozen margaritas and $100 parking passes to be a mile away from the stadium. This is the reason why he does not sign Emmitt Smith, going back to the Dynasty Cowboys. Fast forward, Ezekiel Elliott, Zach Martin, Dak Prescott. Last year, it was 2 hours before kick. Who stole the headlines of week 1 of the NFL season last year? The Dallas Cowboys. Why? Jerry. CeeDee Lamb. And now, this year, Micah. But Micah Parsons, it feels a bit different because it's gotten a bit personal. But to finally have Jerry say it, it's, I'll do my part to get us looked at, quote, end quote. The sizzle, controversy, quote, end quote. He finally said publicly what we have all talked about for years. It's not about winning, it's about making money.
And this summer, spotlight on the Micah Parsons deal, still without a deal in Dallas. SportsCenter all night, ESPN Radio.
SportsCenter, 50 states in 50 days.
We going coast to coast. We going coast to coast.
On ESPN Radio.
Day 46 of 50 days, 50 states. Connecticut, among the notable athletes from the Nutmeg State. George Springer.
Swing and a high fly ball. Left center field and deep. Back to the wall. It is gone. Grand slam, George Springer. His 100th homer as a Toronto Blue Jay blows it open in the 7th.
So it's added about 6 weeks ago in Toronto on Sportsnet 590 The Fan. Springer, dealing with concussion now, hasn't played since July. Speaking of baseball, Hall of Famer Jeff Bagwell, also from Connecticut. Dwight Freeney went into the Pro Football Hall of Fame last year. NASCAR's GOAT Joey Logano. Marcus Camby spent 17 seasons in the NBA. Went to college in Massachusetts, but he's a Connecticut native. Hall of Famer Calvin Murphy. Speaking of Hall of Famers, our own Rebecca Lobo, who's celebrating the 30th anniversary of UConn's 1995 national championship.
Go Nutmeg State. But yes, my favorite sports memory is back in 1995 after we won the national championship and returned to the state of Connecticut. And we had thousands of people greet us at the airport. And then as we were driving along I-84 to get from Hartford Airport to Storrs, Connecticut, there were people lining Route 84 all along the way with homemade signs, sheets that had spray painted congratulations on them. I got to stop and see that sign that was put put up on the highway as well. So that is my personal favorite memory of any sporting moment in the state of Connecticut.
Speaking of sports in Connecticut, state's home to the Hartford Yard Goats, AA affiliate of the Colorado Rockies. Tuesday, the Yard Goats with a 5-3 loss to Harrisburg. Senators snapping a 3-3 tie with a pair of runs in the top of the ninth. Colorado's AA affiliate loses. The big league club, though, wins. Rockies a 3-0 shutout of the Cardinals, their second shutout this season. Both of them against the Cardinals. St. Louis 0-9 with runners in scoring position. Oh, by the way, Rockies, they win. They snap an 8-game losing streak. Just keep scoring until there's 3 outs. That's next. SportsCenter All Night continues at ESPN Radio.
Day 44 of 50 states in 50 days. That lands us right here.
The 78th annual Maine Lobster Festival.
North Carolina.
This is Louisiana. Illinois, my home state.
This seems secure. In the Granite State, you never take anything for granted.
50 states, 50 days. This is SportsCenter on Tour.
More SportsCenter All Night coming up next.
Cap and J Hood.
It's so good to have you guys a part of my life. And when I tune in every day, even though I don't call in as much as I should, I keep it locked in all the time up here in the snow.
I appreciate you, Curtis. Thank you so much for listening.
This radio station is by far the best radio station.
Get Cap and J Hood podcasts on demand in the ESPN Chicago app or listen weekdays 7 to 10 on ESPN 1000 and 100.3 HD2.
Jan from Toyota here with live coverage of end of summer fun at Toyota's national sales event with my special guest, Eli Manning.
Thanks, Jan. Let's get into it.
Down by the lake for some fishing, we've got Eric in his Tundra. He throws his line and he's going long.
Heck of a team effort there. That Tundra got him exactly where he needed to be.
Sure was, Eli. Until next time, go Toyota!
See your participating Toyota dealer for details. Dealer inventory may vary. Event ends September 2nd. Toyota, let's go places.
Bears voted in favor of banning the tush push. They know what the play was, or they're just going on the term tush push. That doesn't sound very fun. Is that a profane term? I don't want it.
It sounds uncomfortable. Go ahead.
That too.
Ow! Ouchie! I haven't done that. Ouchie!
Cap and J Hood presented by ESPN Bet. Weekday morning 7 to 10 on ESPN Chicago and the ESPN Chicago app.
And we're live here outside the Perez family home, just waiting for the... And there they go, almost on time this morning. Mom is coming out the front door strong with a double-arm kid carry. Looks like Dad has the bags. Daughter is bringing up the rear. Oh, but the diaper bag wasn't closed. Diapers and toys are everywhere. Ooh, but Mom has just nailed the perfect car seat buckle for the toddler. And now the eldest daughter, who looks to be about 9 or 10, has secured herself in the booster seat. Dad zips the bag closed, and they're off. But looks like Mom doesn't realize her coffee cup is still on the roof of the car. And there it goes. Oh, that's a shame. That mug was a fam favorite.
Don't sweat the small stuff. Just nail the big stuff. Like making sure your kids are buckled correctly in the right seat for their age and size. Learn more at nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
Visit nhtsa.gov/the
right seat. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Courtney Cronin, the latest from Hallis Hall, and wherever Bears roam in Chicago. Be an informed fan with ESPN Chicago. Brought to you by Costa Ivoni.
This is SportsCenter All Night on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app. Now, here's Jay Reynolds.
SportsCenter All Night, ESPN Radio. We're presented by Progressive. Back to baseball. White Sox offense has been kind of working since the All-Star break.
Carroll with 2 gone, and he hits a ground ball into left. Here comes Taylor. Vargas right behind him. Edgar Carroll comes through. It's 9-3. That's a 2-run single.
The ESPN 1000 as the White Sox beat the Tigers 9-6. Their 6th game, scoring at least 9 runs since the All-Star break. That's the most in baseball over that span. Tigers 3-8 on the road since the All-Star break. Guardians and Marlins.
Swung and ripped to deep right. There she goes. Gone. A 2-iron over the 9-foot wall in right. He's homered twice and double. And the Guardians have the lead here in the 8th, 4-3.
He, to whom Tom Hamilton was referring on WTAM, is Jose Ramirez. 10th career go-ahead home run in the 8th inning or later. Ramirez's second multi-homer game this season. Guardians beat the Marlins 6-3. Guardians 22-8 since July 7th. Second best record in baseball behind the Brewers, who also got their 11th consecutive win on Tuesday. Reds a 6-1 win over the Phillies. Reds' third win in their last 4 games. Royals top the Nationals 8-5. Kansas City scoring 7 runs, 7 of those 8 runs with 2 outs. Nationals' 6th consecutive loss against Kansas City. Walking off and finishing an inning in one quick play. That's part of our top sounds with Nick DeLuca.
Sports Center all night.
Oh, my goodness. Check it out on Sports Center tonight.
Today's top sound.
How good is that? Are you ready to say?
Number 5.
All right, Jay, start on the diamond. Angels and Dodgers in Anaheim. Couple on for Shohei Ohtani. Hit it hard, but the Halos were ready on Angels Radio, AM 830.
Ohtani will be pitching against the Angels tomorrow. Counts 2-2 on him here in the pitch. He flares one that's stopped by Neto. Catches it, goes to second, fires on to first base. That's a triple play. Oh, my goodness.
Number 4.
New home run king in Queens, Pete Alonso, making history on 880 ESPN New York.
Strider out of the stretch deals. Swinging a line drive, deep right center field, out toward that wall. It is gone! A missile into right center field, a 2-run home run, and history. Number 253 for Pete Alonso, all alone as the franchise leader in home runs. And listen to this crowd, everybody on their feet.
Number 3.
In Milwaukee, the Brewers just keep winning, and Christian Yelich crushed another one on 620 WTMJ.
The 1-0 to Yelich, a high fly ball, deep left center field. This is back by my baseball. A 2-run shot for Yelich, his 23rd of the year. And the Brewers have broke this game open in the 5th. It is 6-0 Milwaukee.
Number 2.
From Toronto, the Blue Jays battling the Cubs. Ernie Clement had the big swing on Sportsnet 590 The Fan.
Now first and second, no outs. Ernie Clement up, corners in the pitch. Swing and a high fly ball. Deep left field. Heck turning at the fence. See you later. This guy is unbelievable. Ernie Clement homers again. A homer in 3 straight games. And it's 4-0 Blue Jays.
Number 1.
In Anaheim, Angels and Dodgers tied in the 9th until Shohei Ohtani came up clutch on AM 570 LA Sports.
And Kenley's 1-0 pitch. Swung on and hammered. Oh, my goodness. It's a home run for Ohtani. Down the right field line. Showtime in Anaheim. Dodgers lead it 6-5 on a ball that left the yard in a blink of an eye.
Shohei Ohtani, number 43, and lines into a triple play in the same game. Sports Center all night. ESPN Radio. Back to football. Aaron Rodgers, we know, landed in Pittsburgh, found his team with the Steelers, found the team still looking for some equipment, specifically a helmet. The helmet he wore last season can't wear this season. It's banned by the NFL because it fails to meet the league's new safety standards. So Rodgers been trying out a new helmet in practice. Not a fan of it, says looks like a spaceship out there. Speaking of being out there, what about playing in the preseason? Earlier on ESPN Radio, our Freddie Coleman.
If you're going to develop trust, it's kind of hard to develop that in the classroom. Now, if you're studying to be a chemistry major, sure, find all the classroom time you want. But the chemistry you need needs to be on the football field, no matter how much football that he has possessed or has forgotten about in terms of his acumen and his knowledge. That makes sense to me why he would not be out there for at least a quarter, at least a series or two, no matter if his pedigree says Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers with a slight scare yesterday. He was stepped on during practice. It's Wednesday, August 13th. Jay Buhner, 61 today, former big league outfielder, initially with the Yankees, but, you know.
What the hell did you trade Jay Buhner for? He had 30 home runs and over 100 RBIs last year. He's got a rocket for an arm. You don't know what the hell you're doing.
Frank Costanza knew. Unsportsmanlike is next. I'm Jay Reynolds. Back tomorrow with Sports Center all night. It's ESPN Radio.
Hey, it's your resident Super Bowl champ, Chris Candy, coming up Wednesday. Last year, I said the Saints had the worst quarterback situation in the league. Is it the same thing this year? It's Unsportsmanlike, weekday mornings at 6, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
Carmen and Yurko.
Yurko's like the only guy who somehow is not putting money in Jeff Bezos' pocket.
I've never flown in his flying penises that he had. They're odd-shaped.
Yeah, they are.
Phallic-like symbols.
It's like something out of Austin Powers.
I have no want to go out of the atmosphere.
Really? To say you went
Even
to
if
space?
it was free. I don't want to go there. I'm happy on Earth.
Get Carmen and Yurko podcasts at your favorite pod place or on the ESPN Chicago app. Carmen and Yurko, weekdays noon to 3, ESPN Chicago.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-687-5192. That's 800-687-5192. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-687-5192.
The foundation of Little Village is working every day to support small businesses and entrepreneurs right here in Chicago's Southwest Side. From cultural neighborhood preservation to bilingual entrepreneurial workshops and resources aimed at helping local businesses begin and thrive, the foundation of Little Village is building a stronger, united Little Village and beyond. Get involved or donate today. Visit lvcfchicago.org and be part of the path forward for local business.
My husband and I were ready to sell our home of 25 years, so we got it appraised. We thought we knew what to expect, but when our home appraisal came back, we felt robbed. Compared to a similar home right around the corner, our appraisal was $80,000 less. That's a big difference. It was the same type of home in the same neighborhood in the same condition and age.
A recent study found that Latino and Black homeowners are about twice as likely as white homeowners to get low appraisals. For example, one Black homeowner received an appraisal more than double the original after removing family photos, Black art, and books from her home. If you believe your home has been unfairly appraised because of race or national origin, that could violate the Fair Housing Act. Contact HUD at hud.gov/fairhousing. That's hud.gov/fairhousing. Everyone has a right to fair housing. A public service message from HUD in partnership with the National Fair Housing Alliance.
This is ESPN Chicago, WNVP, WTBC, HD2 Chicago, a Good Karma Brands radio station.